Watching our favorite Korean dramas may come with a lot of surprises. From pleasant ones like your favorite ship becoming real, to less pleasant ones. Like finding out that you've been fooled the entire time. The latter case often happens with villain reveals. Because while some K-dramas introduce the villain from the get-go, others are determined to see our jaws drop. Today, we're delivering a list of the most shocking and unexpected villain reveals in Korean dramas. But beware, there are spoilers ahead. Number 1. Flower of Evil. Starring Lee Joon-gi and Moon Chae-won, this TVN drama boasts a suspenseful storyline full of mysteries. The story follows the policewoman Cha Ji-won, who has a seemingly perfect husband and a beautiful daughter, at least until an investigation into old murder cases uprooted her life. It turns out that Ji-won's husband is not who he seems to be. The man was never Bak Hee-sung, the genius son of a wealthy hospital director, but rather a wanted sociopath called Do Hyun-soo. This mysterious Hyun-soo is the prime suspect of some cruel murder cases, and had assumed a new identity as the real Hee-sung fell comatose after a car accident, and the Beks needed a replacement son. Following the female lead's path to find the true murderer and uncover her husband's past, the audience is constantly faced with twists and turns. And yet, none of those plot twists prepared them for the grand revelation.
만약 네 정체가 탄로날 위기에 처한다면 떠나라.
The true identity of the series' villain. Hold your breath, because it's actually the comatose Hee-sung.
What the hell?
He was a complete psychopath that allied with the male lead's father, and was only in a coma because his mother found out the truth. As a character who went missing in action for at least 2/3 of the series, the fact that Bak Hee-sung was behind all the evil schemes was just mere jaw-dropping. Number 2. He is Psychometric. Starring Park Jin-young, a member of the famous K-pop group GOT7, He is Psychometric is a thrilling crime series that integrates fantasy elements. In the drama, we are following Ian, a high school student who, after an apartment fire killed his parents, gained the ability to read the past of people and objects via physical contact. He is adopted by Kang Sung-mo, a prosecutor for the Special Investigation Unit, and was also the one that rescued Ian from the cruel fire. The female lead Yoon Jae-in, meanwhile, had a father who was blamed for the fire incident, and thus was determined to become a prosecutor to clear her father's name. Throughout the series, we get to see the male lead learning to control his special power, and using it to uncover unsolved cases. When he met Jane, the two collaborated to find the actual person behind the fateful fire that sealed their fate, and their discovery was no less shocking. It was Sung-mo all along. To rescue his abused and imprisoned mother, Sung-mo had committed some serious dark deeds, and had grown to become a monster himself. It was just heartbreaking to see the main duo coping with the fact that someone they look up to was the reason for their tragedy. But at the same time, you can't help but pity this villain for his gruesome past. Number 4. Mouse. You can't go talking about plot twists without mentioning Mouse, a crime thriller series that stars the famous actor Lee Sung-gi. In the drama, we are introduced to a world where a genetic test can detect a psychopath gene in unborn babies, with a 99% chance that the child will turn out to be a heartless criminal, and just a 1% chance that he will become a genius. The story started with a mother who learned that her husband was the serial killer headhunter, and her son possessed the psychopath gene. Later on, we learn that this son is Sung Yo-han, a medical resident who is super talented, yet unsympathetic. As with all crime series, peace doesn't last long, and soon a new series of murders began. Our protagonist this time is Jung Ba-rum, a rookie police officer who is honest, steadfast, and too kind to be true. Along with Ba-rum is the second lead Go Mu-ji, a lawless detective willing to do whatever it takes to catch criminals. Throughout the series, we watch as the leads try to end the new murder streak, and every clue leads to the genius Johan. In episode 6, We all let out a sigh of relief when this cruel doctor was finally captured, only to get faced with a startling revelation. It turns out that the male lead, Barom, was the evil behind it all.
What?
He and Johan were switched at birth, and Barom was the actual one with a murdered father. Needless to say, this is one of the most remarkable plot twists in the history of K-dramas. Number 4. Oh My Ghost. Even as a romance comedy drama, Oh My Ghost is not without an interesting villain of its own. The series revolves around Na Bong-soon, a timid girl working as an assistant chef, and who has a special ability that allows her to see ghosts.
뭐야? 너 지방령이냐?
One day, however, she got possessed by a lustful virgin ghost named Shin Sun-ae, and this event uprooted her entire life. To make up for the lack of romance in her short life, the charismatic and confident Sun-ae is determined to seduce as many men as she can, and that includes Bong-soon's boss, the arrogant star chef Kang Sun-woo. Under the ghost antics, the series is filled with hilarious moments, as the female lead Bong-soon struggles to balance her low confidence and the racy ghost. We are also introduced to an astounding number of male casts, from Bong-soon's colleague at the restaurant to Sung-jae, a kind-hearted police officer who has nothing but love for his disabled wife. But as it turns out, not everything is the way it seems. Sung-ae was not lingering on the earth due to her virginity, but rather because she was unrightfully murdered. And the killer is none other than the supposedly warm Sung-jae. He ran over his own wife in a car accident and calmly killed Sun-ae, the sole witness, to cover up his crimes. Worse, the guy has the guts to constantly visit Sun-ae's father, enjoying his food without blinking an eye. A prime example that we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Number 5. The Lies Within. If you have a weak heart, the next drama on this list is going to completely freak you out. Like a true OCN drama, the series is gloomy, stifling, and offers a completely unexpected ending. It follows the female lead Kim So-hee, the youngest daughter of a sophisticated politician whose husband went missing after the sudden death of her father. In desperation, So-hee attempts to join the government herself to uncover their dark schemes. At the same time, partnered with a detective to save her husband. But her path gets rocky as someone behind the scenes was constantly sending her blackmail, in the form of her husband's severed hand, foot, and even his eyeball. Oh! Disgusting, yes. But our heroine never once gave up on her goal. She found clues that led to her shady father-in-law, and discovered that her husband never died in the car accident. Her husband's best friend was also a prime suspect, and was possibly the last person to be in contact. The final verdict, though, had turned things completely upside down. So-hee's husband himself asked his best friend to cut off his limbs, in order to threaten his own father and his evil deeds. The man basically asked for his own eyes to be gouged out, to the horror of the characters and the astonishment of us viewers. Yup, The Lies Within has definitely marked itself in the list of the most surprising villains. And that's the list. But there are actually quite a few other villains that make it into our honorable mentions. And here's a peek. It's Okay Not to Be Okay, Head Nurse Pak. Vagabond, Edward Pak. 365, Repeat the Year, Pak Sung-ho. When the Camellia Blooms, Hung Sik. What about you? Did you predict any of the villains on the list? Are there any others that you found completely unexpected? Let us know in the comment section. And if you want more videos like this, like, share, and subscribe to bbalidrama. See you soon!